Hey, my name is Connor McFadden, and I'm one of the pastors here at church. I oversee community service and growth groups, and so I'm glad to be with you going over the daily dose. And what I want to do is I want to piggyback on something my good buddy Austin said a few days ago, and it was talking about how do we love people. But I want to take it to kind of a different niche, and these are the people that are really hard to love. And so I love that we can turn to Matthew and find something that hits this right on the head. And it's Matthew 5:43. You've heard that it said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, that you may be children of your Father in heaven. He causes his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. If you love those who love you, what reward will you get? Are not even the tax collectors doing that? And if you greet only your own people, what are you doing more than others? Do not even pagans do that? And then it ends, it says, be perfect, therefore, as your heavenly Father is perfect. And so, when this is written, an enemy is clear cut, right? When you got a whole army on a hill and they want to kill you, it's pretty clear that's an enemy. And yet, I do think that part of the purpose of this is Jesus is setting this super high bar and saying, hey, I want you to love even those people that want to kill you, even those people, and that means that anyone that falls under that, I still want you to love on them. Now, he's also addressing our tendency here. Our tendency is to love the people that we want to love. I am a super lovable guy. If you were to ask my wife, she would probably, hopefully agree with that. But I know there are people that are hard to love out there, and I'm thinking even that HOA board person, that boss who seems like he's incredibly unfair and maybe minimizes you at times. I'm thinking even some of the hurt that comes from family members that have been hurtful or abusive in your past. And so our tendency is to gravitate to love those people that are easy to love, and yet those people that are hard to love, we just want to stay away from them, we want to cut them off, we want them out of our life. And yet I could also acknowledge it is so hard to face those people at times. This is something that Jesus got, and I feel like he's saying, hey, I want to spend some time here because this is something that we need to focus on. Now, for those of you who are saying, I don't know how I can do this, I love there are a few tools we can use, and the first one is love. When Jesus says, I want you to love your enemies, that love is this thing that unlocks chains that we often have on ourselves. When we are harboring bitterness or resentment towards people, we are locked down. So the process of us loving a person that's hard to love, it actually frees us up. And then the other thing is prayer. Your prayer may be as simple as, God, I don't even know how to approach this person in my life. I can't even think about forgiving them. Can you come in and help me and take over where I stop? That may be your prayer, but I'll tell you what, that is a powerful prayer, and that's a start. So we've got our tendency to love those who love us. We've got those tools to pray and to love our enemies. And then this overall goal that Jesus says, really, I want you to be complete. If we're just loving the easy to love people, we are not complete. As this, be perfect, therefore, as your heavenly Father is perfect. Now, none of us are going to be perfect ever. It's absurd to think we will be. But this word here is really, it's complete. It's mature. And Jesus sees this as an area that would be so incomplete if we just stopped in doing the easy to do stuff. So I want to challenge you to look at your week. Look at that person that you've been struggling with. Maybe that person you haven't called for months because you just want them gone. And that you start pursuing them. And imagine what would happen in your life if you reached out to that person in love and just said, hey, I've been praying a lot about you. And how that would change people and impact the people that are so hard to love and give them just a taste of what we get already from Jesus. That while we were still sinners, that Christ died for us. Have a great day, North Coast.